Hello there. So I've been tarting around with this Washburn thingy for a little while now. I've actually found out it's a 79, not a 1980. But anyway, I won't waste too much time on waffle. So this is the main thing that we're going to be considering today. So this bridge, look how far back these saddles are for this bridge to internate, and also look how, oh god, bloody hell. Look how chunky the whole thing is. Yeah, so it's all over your prime pole muting territory. So what I intend to do is absolutely sacrilegious. So this guitar has survived over 40 years and is in wonderful condition, and now a stupid twat like me is going to take this bridge off and remount it probably about 5mm further back than it is. I think that may expose some screw holes. So I've got some maple that I'm going to try and make some decent plugs from, that I'll then plug the screw holes with, and hopefully do a fairly decent finished match on those so they kind of become invisible-ish. I hope this all turns out well. If it doesn't, then I'm clearly going to hell. Well, let's get on with it. Here's the wood that I'm going to use to make my plugs. I think it might be maple. So yeah, I ordered a couple of maple pen blanks so I could get some nice maple. Apparently this stuff is very flamey, so yeah, hopefully I can make some nice plugs out of this for my dreadful screw holes that I'm going to create in that lovely guitar. Here's a real close-up of the bridge. So you can see the sort of how high the edge and how angular the edge of the bridge is, and how far back the saddles are. Now, I wondered if this guitar was a freak of some sort, or if I was somehow doing something ridiculously wrong. But I've looked at lots of pictures of these. The camera light is coming on and off. I looked at lots of pictures of these Washburn Wing series guitars, and I found that they all seem to have the saddles really far back like this to intonate. One thing that is different about this one though is the saddles are very low. If you can see, they're sort of, the outer two are sort of decked out on the bridge frame, or yeah, bridge frame I guess we'd call that, or bridge base. So I don't know if the if that will change when I move the bridge further backwards. Let's find out. Also, while I'm at this activity, I'm thinking of changing these plastic pickup rings that I tinted at such a extravagant input of time and spice to brass ones. So my girlfriend's an amazing comedian. She just heard me say that thing to you about input of time, and when she told me it wasn't time, it was turmeric. So my sides are split. Right, so one thing I don't want to do with these brass pickup rings is have them over blingy. So if I do fit them, I need to make them conform to the shape of the top of the guitar because they're flat. I need to bend them, but also I need to wet and dry them to remove the newness. So wet and dry them to make them look like shit, and then polish them back up again to make them look like old, well cared for parts. So anyway, I don't want to add too much weight to the guitar because the whole idea of that Washburn is that it's lighter than my Les Paul Custom. So let's see how much they weigh. And our survey says 36 grams, so I think we can live with that. So yeah, so they're going to get a bit of a treatment, get installed on the guitar. So I'll show you what they look like now. So they are flat, and they are very sort of Tart's handbag because they're super new. So yeah, and flat. So let's give them It's going to rub down now. I'll do that now. Well, that was quickly fucked. So, more shitty Chinese lies. So, I started taking the lacquer off this so-called brass pickup ring. And, probably as you can see, it's a very coppery colour. That's actual brass. There's some more actual brass. And there's more brass. Oh, sorry. This compass is also brass. And as you can see, this item is not brass. So, yeah. Chinese lies. Okay, so I continued with these items and got all the weird gold plating stuff off the top to find out what was underneath. And yeah, they seem to be copper, which is weird because surely that's the most expensive part of brass. I don't know, does zinc cost a lot of money? That's what brass is, it's an alloy of zinc and copper. And these are copper. Yeah, weird. Don't know what's going on there, but I decided to keep these in this kind of somewhat rough look because they'll be really cool for like some sort of a steampunky type build or something. That will probably never do. So these are going in my guitar parts box, probably never to be seen from again. Cool. Okay, so here's what we're dealing with. So the strings emerge through these holes. It's through body strung. What we're going to do is we are going to sit the bridge about there, which gives us these two holes to deal with cosmetically, and these two holes to deal with just for honour. These holes are so small that they're still barely visible from any distance. So I'm just going to fill them with chopped up cocktail sticks. So I'll get you set up so you can see that happen. But we won't be cutting plugs and all that fanciness because there's just no point. So small. There is a little raised wood around these front ones. Well, there's a little raised wood around that one as well, which is a bit annoying, so we'll push that down. But yeah, it's not going to be too bad. Very little discoloration between the area lacquer surface that was exposed and that's under the bridge, so that's good. So yeah, there's a little bit there, you can see it more in the mahogany area. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Right, so I'll get you set up so you can see what's going on. I'll just quickly show you this before I take it apart any further. So this is how the bridge was assembled to the guitar. So these are the holes that the strings through body pass through the bottom of the bridge using, and this is how the saddles are set up. So you've got a fairly long screw and a spring, and as you can see the saddle's pulled nearly so far back that the hole is almost obscured by the screw. And in this case, if a long screw were installed and a spring, you couldn't pull the saddle back as far as I have, and also the screw would have bitten into the back of the saddle, leaving no space for the string. So basically this setup is kind of impossible to restring. So I'm sort of forced into this really, but also I've had to use shorter screws here. What I will be able to do when I've finished this task is use the normal length screws and springs, and also these strings, even though they're pulled all the way back to the back of the bridge block, finally got the word right, they still haven't intonated properly. They're still a teeny bit sharp, so they need to come back a teeny bit more. What I will need to do is drill another 6 holes about 5mm forward of these holes that exist at the moment, so that'll be fun. Cool. Okay, I'm dismantling this. There is a very good feature of this bridge that I wanted to show you before I start mutilating it. So there are 2 grub screws through the sides of the bridge block with an Allen screw, there we go, Allen screw head on them, And what these enable you to do is shift the saddles left and right for one thing, but also lock them all together by pushing them from either side with the grub screws. It's really good, very sustainable, very stable, good design. It's just a pity they made the front of this bridge block so square. They could have had a fall away. That would have been nice. I'm going to leave this square, I think. I'm just going to make those extra holes for the strings to pass through. That's all I'm going to do in terms of modifications to this. Right, carrying on. Okay, so I'm going to plug these holes. So I've poured out some carpenter's glue, some white glue, to this little pot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to jab some in the holes. Okay. I've poured out way too much, of course. And then I'm going to coat stick 6-stick Daniel and nip in with me fresh cuts. There we go. Give that a little clean up and proceed similarly. What I'll do with these front ones, well, you can't even see them on camera, well, yeah, you just about can, is I'll shave the tops down a teeny weeny bit, and then I'll just drop fill a little bit of shellac over the top of them, and I think that will be alright for them. So let that dry while we work on this chap. Okay, so I've drawn a line across here, just to give you something to aim for. And I've got my punch, made in England. I'm going to try and not buy Chinese crap if I can help it, and now you know why. So, line myself up approximately with the centre, front of the existing hole. Get my massive overkill hammer. Give me a good old smack. Okay. Going to get some eye protection. There we go. Pretty nifty, eh? Won't show you what a bell end I look with the things on. Also got some of this stuff. It's taking some doing. Oh, yeah. I think it must be steel. Okay, we're through. hole number 1. So I'll keep going, you don't need to see all that, get the idea. Okay, so that's those 6 holes drilled. So what I will just do is go up by half a mil, so that's 3.5, so I'll go up to 4 mil just to make the holes the same size as the originals. So I'll just share something with you. So this drill bit, I don't know if you can see it, which we just drilled that steel clearly. I thought it was brass, but it's not. We just drilled that steel bridge frame, chassis block, bridge block with this drill bit. And this drill bit still looks good as new. So you saw that I was going slowly. I was in first gear on the cordless drill, and can you see the cordless drill? Yeah, it's here. So 16, but in first gear, just a 2-speed gearbox on this drill. And you saw I was oiling the drill bit. I never realised this previously, but going slowly but with moderate pressure and oiling your drill bit enables you to cut through steel with the drill bit without shagging the drill bit up. I always tried to drill through steel before as though it would, so expecting that every pass of the drill would bring a big curl of shavings out. You have to kind of like slow down and use lubrication to prevent the drill bit from overheating in order to drill steel successfully and not destroy your drill bits. That I learned from YouTube. Anyway, hang on with it. Okay, so that's the bridge plate, bridge frame, whatever, all drilled out. Cool. Okay, so the bridge is relocated and it's installed on the guitar, so I'll get all the saddles fitted and then get it strung back up. I'll obviously take the bridge back off and rebuild it, get it all strung up, re-intonate it. I'll spare you the boredom of watching that. Unless you really want the video on how to intonate a guitar, then I'll whip one up and I'm sure it will be excruciating in its detail. Yeah, so I'll whip this off, rebuild it. Hopefully you can see the holes all line up nicely, so that's all wonderful. Yeah, the bridge is straighter than it was as well. You can see this hole is a little further forward than that hole. Yeah, I took the opportunity to make the bridge entirely perpendicular to the centre line of the guitar. So yeah, cool, cracking on. Okay, so I've assembled the bridge and I've sort of spotted a problem with what I've done, potentially. I'm kind of worried that when... you can see it a bit better there. You can see I've partially obscured the holes that I cut or drilled for the saddles already. So I'm sort of worried that when I get these saddles intonated, I'm going to have obscured some of these. I think what I'm going to do is assemble it, see what happens, and if necessary, elongate these holes or join them together so they're more slots, and re-drill or alter these holes in the guitar so they can provide more string angle, perhaps rake them back a bit. That could well work rather well. Raking them, angling them back. Yeah. Not sure yet, we'll see what we need to do. Okay, so I think there's one final thing to do, and that is lower the action at the nut. So that is file these nut slots a little deeper, because check that out, that's kind of what the string height above the string at the first fret ought to be like, and it's like triple that. So I don't know if that's the way the guitar was made, or if these frets have been dressed down and the nut slot's not deepened. But yeah, I mean, fix that. So I'll just show you a little bit of what I'm doing here. So a little bit of something to protect the neck. What have I got? So I've got these sliding files, various sizes, and I'm on it with a 46 at the minute. And what I'm doing is cutting the nut slot, following the plane of the headstock, get the angle, remove me a bit of paper, drop the ring back in its slot, bring it very roughly up to pitch. I'm checking the action. We're nearly there. And we just keep going like that. One thing to be aware of doing this is, as you get to lighter gauge strings and thinner blades, they cut quicker. So you have to be checking really frequently. You know, you can't put meat back on. Yeah, you know, good idea. So this is post bridge move. To give you an idea how it sounds now. So. So hopefully unchanged on the clean, lots of spank. Cool. see, when you're doing that, like the fleshy part of your hand is on where the bridge used to be. Like the bridge was like 5 millimeters further forward than it is now. So if you're trying to